But what I would say is 95% of the economic benefit from the arrival of the ETFs has gone to the Bitcoiners that don't have ETFs, that disagree, right? If you disagree with the ETF, if you think that's a bad idea and you didn't buy one, you made 20 times as much money in the last 5 months as the people that disagree with you and bought the ETF.
Hey guys, welcome back to Everyday Finance. In this video, Michael Saylor discusses Bitcoin and crypto. Michael Saylor is a highly respected American entrepreneur and business executive. He currently serves as the executive chairman of MicroStrategy, a prominent company in the industry, a Virginia-based business intelligence and software firm in August 2020. The firm has made a significant move by embracing a Bitcoin standard, investing a substantial $250 million in the cryptocurrency. This decision was driven by concerns over the continuous devaluation of fiat currencies and other macroeconomic factors on a global scale. MicroStrategy has been steadily increasing its holdings of the top cryptocurrency by market cap. As mentioned in a recent Twitter post, MicroStrategy, the company, has recently acquired an additional 11,931 Bitcoin for approximately $786 million. They used proceeds from convertible notes and excess cash to make this purchase. Each Bitcoin was bought for around $65,818. This latest acquisition brings MicroStrategy's total Bitcoin holdings to $226.3 billion, with an average purchase price of $36,719 per Bitcoin. Despite recent price movements, where the leading cryptocurrency dropped from a peak of over $73,000 in March to its current price of $61,800, MicroStrategy remains committed to its Bitcoin investment. The global financial system Saylor envisions a future where Bitcoin becomes the foundation of the global economy and financial system. They believe that the current fiat monetary system will eventually collapse, and Bitcoin's true scarcity, backed by the most powerful computing network in the world, along with its other important attributes, will play a crucial role in shaping the new financial landscape. Saylor is confident that Bitcoin will revolutionize the world as we know it. This implies widespread adoption by institutions and sovereign nations, ongoing development of the Bitcoin network to support additional features, and most importantly, significant price increases, and lots of things Michael Saylor discusses, so please watch the video to end, and share this video, and subscribe our channel Everyday Finance. Thanks.
I actually think, how does Bitcoin scale? What you're going to end up with is a set of entities that self-custody on the base layer. The OGs, Bitcoin maximalists, especially the ones with large amounts of Bitcoin, and they will self-custody. Then you will see a set of Bitcoin banks. Cash App is the Bitcoin bank. Fidelity and Coinbase will be Bitcoin banks. Standard Charter and other custodians, NYDIG and Anchorage, they will be Bitcoin banks. You'll probably see 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 Bitcoin banks, and they will be exchanges, custodians. They'll start to offer other services, maybe trading, maybe yield, maybe credit, or maybe just buy, sell, and custody. But you'll see them, and then, how will the scale? Well, you can send Bitcoin cash tag to cash tag right now, and it's instant and free. And you'll see a lot of that layer 3 custodial transactions going on. But when there's 50,000 or 100,000 Bitcoin banks, they will want to transact high speed with each other, but they probably won't go to the base layer. They'll probably go to a layer 2, maybe a Lightning. And so you'll see You'll see a lot of layer 2 protocols, Lightning being the obvious one, where people open up channels, and you'll see a layer 3 to a layer 3 do high frequency final settlements or settlements with a layer 2. Maybe I want to do 100,000 transactions an hour, you know, in a channel system between 42,000 counterparties or 11,000 or something. So I think you're going to see a growth in layer 2s, a growth in layer 3s. You're going to see the transactions on layer 1 get bigger. I mean, I don't think that Bitcoin scales by $22 transactions. You know, half the transaction, the average transaction size is going to go to 2,000, then 20,000, then 200,000, then 2 million, then 20 million. Maybe at some point you'll see, you know, the smallest transactions are, you know, million fiat terms. I mean, in Bitcoin terms, who knows? But you'll see the transactions get much larger on the base layer. You'll see the fees will go up. The block rewards will go down.
Michael Dell, the founder and CEO of Dell Technologies, has sparked interest with a fascinating on June 21st. Dell tweeted a message hinting that his company could consider Bitcoin as a potential investment. The tweet mentioned, "Star City creates value," a phrase commonly linked to Bitcoin because of its limited supply of 21 million tokens and increasing demand. This tweet caught the attention of Michael Saylor, a well-known supporter of Bitcoin as a corporate treasury asset. Dell's recent repost of Saylor's response, along with an image of Cookie Monster devouring Bitcoin, has sparked excitement in the market. There is speculation that Dell might consider investing in the cryptocurrency, either through his personal investment portfolio or his company Dell's recent financial moves create a solid foundation for considering an investment in Bitcoin. For example, in the past 18 months, Dell Technologies stock has experienced significant growth since its return to the public market in December 2018. The company's Class C common stock has surged from $40 to $145 per share, resulting in a quadrupling of Dell's net worth to around $120 billion. This impressive performance has positioned Dell as the 14th richest person globally in 2024. With $2.1 billion cashed out and still retaining 58% ownership of the company, Dell has ample capital available to explore investment opportunities, such as the Bitcoin market. This strategic move is particularly noteworthy given the potential impact of rising US debt on the future value of the US dollar. Imagine if Dell Technologies' portfolio were to include a 1% allocation to Bitcoin. Joe Consorti, an analyst at the Bitcoin Layer, a global macro research firm, argues that Bitcoin can benefit from corporations like Dell Technologies, given their potential to garner excess cash due to the advent of cost-cutting artificial intelligence technologies. Outsized returns on their reserves during this AAB boom will provide a further buffer for capital allocation during a time when spending and scaling in computer manufacturing haven't been this rapid or hotly contested in decades. He wrote, adding, Dell is sitting on $5.83 billion in cash to make that happen for corporates holding even a small percentage of the balance sheet. In Bitcoin, say 1% could give them a significant edge over competitors. For example, if Dell Technologies allocates 1% of its $5.83 billion cash reserves to Bitcoin, amounting to $58.3 million, it could potentially see this investment grow to $18.7 million in just 1 year, based on Bitcoin's historical annualized returns of approximately 3.5%. Over the past decade, historical data suggests that corporations can greed to benefit from Bitcoin investment. For instance, Saylor MicroStrategy boasts a staggering profit of approximately $6.33 billion from its strategic BTC acquisitions in recent years. At the same time, top investors like Warren Buffett have refrained from buying Bitcoin. Hypothetically, Buffett would have boosted his company, Berkshire Hathaway's returns from 214% to 240% over 5 years if he had allocated even 1% of its net portfolio to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has proven to be an exceptional asset for achieving significant risk-adjusted returns over extended periods of time. Understood. Consortium Edition acknowledged. It is important to consider the best interest of your shareholders when making decisions, as ignoring this without reason may not be beneficial. Let's get back to Michael Saylor interview.
There'll be an explosion in layer 2 options. There'll be an explosion in layer 3 options. One day you'll get to the point where, if everybody with an iPhone can buy, sell, and send Bitcoin instantly on the iPhone, right? You might see 1 billion transactions a day on that layer 3 network. And how will that integrate with Google and everything else? Who knows? I think there'd be layer 4s. One way that the Bitcoin is scaling right now is with the ETFs. So what is an ETF? An ETF is wrapped Bitcoin in a way. It's like I can send you a share of IBIT, and they're moving $500 million to $1 billion a day in transaction fees. So you're talking $250 billion or $300 billion a year in transactions in the IBIT network. Okay, so if I said I got an app and people are going to do $300 billion of payments on it, you would think that's scaled. Well, it is scaling. And people would say, well, some people don't like certain types of scaling. They'll be like, there are Bitcoiners that don't like the idea that there's money flowing into ETFs. But what I would say is 95% of the economic benefit from the arrival of the ETFs has gone to the Bitcoiners that don't have ETFs, that disagree, right? If you disagree with the ETF, if you think that's a bad idea and you didn't buy one, you made 20 times as much money in the last 5 months as the people that disagree with you and bought the ETF. So if your enemy just gave you 20 times as much as they just got and everybody benefited, are they really your enemy? Right? That doesn't seem like it, right? Bitcoin went from 30,000 to 65, 70,000. All the people that don't like the ETFs are the beneficiaries. 95% of the Bitcoin isn't in the ETFs. In fact, if you look very closely, I think, there's maybe 1 million Bitcoin in the ETFs, but there was 650,000 Bitcoin in Grayscale before the ETFs. So there's probably only net 1%. 1% of the Bitcoin has net flowed in the ETF, but the price of Bitcoin doubled, which is worth $700 billion. So if I were looking at that, I could say, well, it looks like $693 billion of economic energy went to people that hate the ETFs because of the ETFs, right? So you see, it's not something to fear.
Yeah.
Right? Not on a basic level, but they would say, but wait a minute, they're centralizing. Well, 1%. 1% of the Bitcoin supply is it really centralized? 1% is split between 33 ETFs that didn't exist other than Grayscale. So there was Grayscale that had 650 Bitcoin, and now there's 34 ETFs, and they've actually decentralized because most of the Bitcoin in Grayscale went into BlackRock and Fidelity and other places. So it's one of the reasons I say you need to be humble. Don't think you understand Bitcoin better than Bitcoin, because it's not clear to me that the ETFs aren't decentralizing the network. What's happened with the ETFs is they've massively scaled it. They've driven the trading of Bitcoin, the transactions up. They've drawn huge pools of capital into the network. They have normalized it. They've created lots of political support for Bitcoin, and they solve a bunch of problems. They're applications of Bitcoin that solve problems that impair adoption.
Several important technical indicators indicate that the price of Bitcoin, the leading cryptocurrency, may, despite currently being in a bearish trend, The price of this cryptocurrency has dropped from a high of $72,000 to around $63,500. However, based on technical analysis published on TradingView by cryptocurrency experts, it is expected to soon surpass the $100,000 mark. Trading shot by a trader. The price chart of Bitcoin on the weekly time frame has formed a significant cup and handle pattern. This pattern occurs when the price of a security trends downward, then recovers to form a U-shape before experiencing another slight downward drift that forms the handle. This pattern is widely considered to be a bullish signal according to trading experts. Although some traders may have overlooked the technical pattern, it is now becoming evident as the price of BTC trends downward. Recently dropping from around $6,500 to $6,000, the chart is in the process of completing its handle. The completion of this pattern will largely depend on which moving average period holds. If you learned something from this video, then please like this video and subscribe our channel Everyday Finance, and we will meet in next video. Thanks.